Welcome back to the show. Now, one organization is bridging the gap between homeless and happy for pets in need in our community.
Mary D. Ranitz and Shelby Smith are sitting down with us to explain how you can help the efforts of Bridge Rescue for Dogs. And you guys have brought us the most adorable dog that's actually a part of what you do in our community. So tell me a little bit about little Glattus and a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Okay, great. This is little Glattus. She is a Doggy Day Bordeaux mix, and she has been in our rescue now for several months. We rescued her from Pima Animal Care Center. She is currently looking for a foster home or an adoptive home. She needs to be in a home with no other dogs, at least for now, until we get her a little bit more socialized and trained. But she's a lovely little girl, very treat motivated, as you can see.
Oh, thank you.
She's a great representation of the kinds of dogs in our rescue. We have about 70 dogs right now in the rescue, most of which we rescued from Pima Animal Care Center. We also have done some rescues from the street. The dogs are in foster care, meaning that they live in a home. They live, you know, kind of a regular, normal doggy life, unlike the life in the shelter. Most of the dogs that we rescue are dogs that were not doing well in the shelter environment. It's a scary, loud place for dogs, and what's an amazing thing to watch is that transformation from when they come out of the shelter into a normal home. They just blossom, and so we're so happy to be a part of that.
And you said over 70 dogs. I mean, that's a pretty big number. So why is it that we have so many dogs at the rescue?
Okay.
Because, I mean, unfortunately in Tucson, a lot of people don't spay and neuter their pets. PACC has, I believe, over 900 animals in the shelter right now. And as you know, the building was built in the 1960s, and it just can't handle that amount of dogs. So dogs who don't do well in the shelter become at risk because they can't humanely and safely house them anymore. So Bridge pulls them.
Well, and that's what makes you guys different than other shelters that are out there, that you guys are foster home based, and so that's, there's never an endless amount of need for foster homes. So when somebody decides, I want to be a part of fostering the animals that you take in, what do you do to support the person that's fostering?
We give them full support. We provide a crate. We provide all the medical care. We provide food, supplies, toys, and most importantly, I think with a lot of these dogs that we rescue, we provide training, because that, in our view, is what really helps keep these dogs successful in their home where they're at. And so we really emphasize that to a large extent.
Yeah. A lot of them are basically overgrown puppies. You know, they're a year to 3 years old who become 60, 70 pounds and just really need someone to teach them how to sit and stay.
Well, what I think is so amazing is, obviously it's a wonderful organization doing so much good for animals, but you really help the fostering homes out. You give them so much of what they need. How long do you think typically do animals get fostered for?
It depends on the dog. Puppies tend to be adopted faster. What people don't realize a lot of the time is that the puppy that's so cute right now is going to be a big dog like this. And so we spend a lot of time educating folks in responsible pet ownership and what that means. So a dog could be fostered, as briefly as maybe a couple weeks to a month. We've had some dogs that are in foster care for up to 2 years. One of the biggest challenges is a dog like little Glattus, who would do best in an only dog home. And the problem is, when dogs have challenges with other dogs, people who want a dog already have a dog. They already maybe have one or two, and so it's a huge challenge. So we're really appreciative of the exposure today, in the hopes that maybe somebody who's been thinking about a lovely dog would open their heart and home to a dog like little Glattus.
And Mary, by chance, what happens if a pet that you guys are taking in doesn't get fostered?
They stay foster. Oh, you mean if we are not able to find a foster for the dog? I don't like to think about that. So far, we've been able to find fosters, but most of the dogs that we rescue are on what's known as the short-term rescue list at PACC, Pima Animal Care Center. I prefer to think of that acronym as suffering traumatized rescue dog, because those dogs are the ones that are suffering in the shelter the most. If we can't find a foster for those dogs on that list, Pima Animal Care Center really has no choice then, well, I mean, they have a choice. They could continue to house the dog, but the dog's miserable living in that environment, and the dog may, bite somebody because it gets so stressed out. So if we can't find a foster, the dog will be killed.
And I know we're just out of time, but if somebody is fostering an animal, we're going to end on a happy note, and they fall in love with that dog, they can also adopt them, can't they?
That's right, and some of the rescues call those failed fosters
Yes.
in Bridge Rescue. We don't call it
that a win, right,
We
ladies?
call it a forever foster.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. And Lou Glattus, we're going to find you a good home.
Oh, she's adorable.
I love her. Now, to find out more about Bridge Rescue for Dogs, just call 390-6904 or visit bridgerescue.org.